Morning. Yesterday I introduced this new set of books by Rabbi Steinsaltz, published after his passing, and today I want to continue by sharing some of his thoughts on the Omer. Two practical points and a reflection. The first point is as follows. In this week's Parsha, Emor, we read the verse which states 7 weeks, they shall be complete, referring to the Omer, which is understood to mean that each day should be entirely included in the count of the Omer. In order for this to be accomplished, says Rabbi Steinsaltz, it's preferable for the counting to take place at the beginning of the night. So when I stand up here or somebody else and we call out the time from which one can count the Omer, that is saying after dark and any time onwards, but it's also saying ideally we should count if possible at that time. It's not a must, but if we do, it means we've counted and we've included the complete night. And at the end of the 7 weeks we have a complete 49 days and a complete 7 weeks as per the description in the Torah. Nevertheless, one who forgot to count at the beginning of the night may of course do so all night with the blessing, and may even count throughout the following day until sunset, albeit without reciting the blessing that day, but if they do at least count, then they're back in the game. That's point number one. The second point is about one who forgot or didn't have the chance to count the Omer at night. Okay, they should count during the day, but without the blessing. But if then they went through 24 hours and they actually didn't count at all, then there's a dispute between halachic authorities as to whether or not they should continue counting with the bracha. This is a person who's missed a full count, missed one full day of 24 hours, didn't do it during the day after the night that they forgot. So one school of thought is, yes, you get back in and the next night you recite a bracha and you're going to continue on your path. The next view is that you don't recite a bracha. You can continue counting, but without a bracha. And the reason around the logic for this dispute is whether the 49 days represent one complete mitzvah, or whether each one of the 49 days is a separate mitzvah in and of itself. Of course,
each week is
indeed, yeah. There's that one. Each week has its own separate piece, and then you move on. But because we err on the side of caution, particularly when it comes to making a bracha, we say that if we're in doubt, generally we leave it out. And therefore, although there are views to say continue with the bracha, we actually don't in practical halacha. So those are the two practical points. From his other book on Machshava, Concise Guide to Machshava, he picks up on the point about why Shavuot is called the Festival of Weeks. It could have been called the Festival of Days. After all, we count 49 days as part of these weeks, and Rabbi Steinsaltz explains this in the context of Shavuot, representing a wedding between God and the Jewish people, at which the Jewish people are the bride, God is the groom, and the Torah is the marriage contract. And by us counting 7 weeks, we are like the bride who counts 7 days leading up to her purifying herself in the mikveh prior to the wedding. So this name, Shavuot weeks, captures the anticipation and the spiritual preparation as we build up to the occasion when we enter into a bond and we re-enter on an annual basis this relationship, this marriage with God. And that's a very important and beautiful, uplifting image to bear in mind during the Omer period as we lead up to Shavuot. On that note, Hayom Shloshim Yom, Sheheim Arba'a Shavuot Ushnei Yomim La'omer. Today is the 30th day, which represents 4 weeks and 2 days of the Omer.